In this video, I want to talk about systemizing your business. Where should you start? I get asked this question all the time. When should I create a system? Where should I start? What parts of my business do I need to systemize everything? And here's what I want to break down in this video. First, what are the top 3 things that I think you need to think about systemizing your business, what that might look like from a workflow perspective, and then some other areas I'd probably look at that are important to most businesses, agencies, client service businesses that will help them run a more lean, profitable, predictable machine. So let's start off with, what does it even mean to systemize a business? From my perspective, a system is a procedure or process for obtaining an objective or completing a task. As you can imagine, there are a lot of objectives and a lot of outcomes and a lot of tasks that you have going on in your business. Some obviously way more important than others, and that's what I want to cover, because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with like, oh my God, systems are gonna take forever to create my business, which yes, they will take longer, but once you have them, everything's going to be more predictable. Training and hiring new people is going to be more predictable. And when we think about systems actually will allow us to progress faster and with more consistency. So if you're not getting consistent results for your clients, or your team's not getting consistent results, it's likely because you haven't systematized the process for them at all. Now, conversely, without systems, things can actually go wrong. Like your clients aren't getting the results that they're expecting, or their experience isn't what they expected because someone on your team who wasn't following a system missed a few checkpoints in the process and they dropped the ball. So maybe if you're, say, a lead generation agency, or you help your clients make more money and you missed out on a task or activity that should have been done that resulted in the client not making a certain amount of money or losing time, that's going to come back to hurt you. So we want to have the systems around key areas of our business because we don't want things to go wrong. So here's where you start. We have to standardize the happy path. What is the happy path? The happy path is the way in which people find out about you, opt in to learn more about what you do, schedule a call, which is where you would make your sale, and then how you onboard and deliver. Fundamentally, it's the client journey is the happy path. So how you attract your ideal client, how you convert them from a lead into a prospect, and a prospect into a client, and then how you actually deliver the objective, deliver the outcome that you promised them when you accepted their money, right? When you got hired. So if you don't have a standardized and systemized way of how you get leads and how you make a sale and how you deliver, that is exactly where I would start. And I'd actually start in reverse. So I'd start with the delivery piece. So if you don't have a checklist or the 5-6 things you do every single time you onboard a new client, I would start with, how do you get a new client started inside of the business so that they're off to the races in a fast, profitable way where they get to experience value as fast as humanly possible? Because the biggest point of regret or buyer's remorse happens right after they've given you the money. So you accept, they sign a proposal, they make the first payment, you're now in fulfillment and you're on the clock to start delivering. So how soon are you delivering value in that experience? Backtrack and look at how you do that now and start capturing the system. So a key insight here is that systems are captured, they are not created. So you have a system right now for getting your clients results. It might not be a good system, but you need to capture how it is done right now. That's your starting point. Now, if you're not really sure, like it's been ad hoc every single time, I'd start with what you've been doing for the most amount of clients. But this is where hiring other consultants and coaches and working with mentors that have a process that you can borrow and adopt that would work for your clientele is a really great starting point. So first, capture what you have. Then if you want to improve it, look to others that have a similar delivery process and start looking at how you can improve it from there. But first, you got to get it out of your head and you got to capture it. Then, like I said, we want to look at the conversion process. If every single time you talk to a prospect, the conversation is different, the presentation is different, the number of contacts it takes to enroll them is different, you need a system for that. And in most cases, if you're in client services and you follow what we preach here at Alt Agency around productization, you really only sell 1, maybe 2 things. So you should have a repeatable way for you to present how you can help your prospect get to the outcome that they want. Which means if you have a script or a certain conversational flow with a certain presentation, you'll be able to hand that off to someone else to take sales off your plate way faster than if it's a custom proposal every single time. So the second area that I'd focus on is your conversion. And the last piece is how you attract prospects. So there's so many different ways you can attract leads and prospects today. You might be really good at LinkedIn. So if you're creating organic content on LinkedIn and you're connecting with a certain amount of people and you're inviting them to a call, that needs to be systematized. It should be documented. How many touches a day? What are the scripts that you're using so that other people can do it? You might be more of a paid traffic person, so you run maybe paid ads. So what's the system for you to come up with ideas for ads, to create those ads, to launch those ads and get those ads running? And where are they going to? What are they opting into? So you might go ad into playbook or a guide, into an email sequence, into a call. Systematize that process, and I'd focus on mastering that process before you start trying to do other things to attract and convert people. You might sell from stage, and you're really good at selling from stage. So you're traveling around the country or virtual stages, and you want to get on as many stages as possible because that is your attraction vehicle. So you're probably going to have a pretty dialed in presentation or a couple presentations that you do over and over and over again. So you master the call to action, and you're inviting people onto a call from there, or maybe a webinar. There's a lot of different ways to attract people, but the thing is, look at what you're doing now, and I'd systematize that first. And again, reverse order. The clients move through attract, convert, deliver, but you're probably going to systematize from deliver, convert, attract, if that makes sense. So key thing here is the rule of ones. We want one way to attract a client, we want one way to convert them, and we want one way to deliver. We need one system for each of those things. We do not need 15 different systems for each of these areas. That just creates complexity and operational drag. As you create systems, you're going to have more leverage, which is going to help you improve, serve more clients with less energy, less headache. So you see this scale here on the right where we have high leverage and low leverage. Well, on the delivery side, a lot of client services actually deliver one-on-one delivery, which is totally fine in the beginning. But as you want to create more leverage inside of your delivery system, you can actually start to evolve to things like a one-to-many delivery system. If you're productizing your service or you're creating a program, you're going to actually be able to serve multiple clients at the exact same time instead of having to work with each and every client individually. On the conversion side, you might be used to sending custom proposals, which again is lower leverage because each client's going to get a different proposal. But when you productize your service and you have a systematic way of having those conversations, you'll probably have some sort of presentation that you take every single prospect through, because every single prospect you talk to needs the exact same outcome or something extremely similar, that you could have one presentation that explains how you work, what the process looks like, and how to get started. And on the attraction side, you might only rely on referrals right now, which is sort of inconsistent potentially, or at least not allowing you to hit your income goals. And you need something that is more systematic, like being able to put $1 into Facebook or YouTube ads and get $2 out, and using paid traffic to attract more people that might not know who you are yet. And that's a system, right? That is a system that allows me to communicate with a lot of people very quickly and bring them into my world. As you can see on the bottom, referrals, proposals, and one-on-one, those are lower leverage, but typically where we all start. So over time, within each of these areas of our business, attract, convert, and deliver, we're able to increase the leverage, further systematizing how we do things so that we can get our time back, there's less headache, and there's less overwhelm. Now, a few other areas. So you might say, what other areas could I focus on to create systems? Well, it depends upon your business, but really you should be systematizing and creating a process for anything that's performed frequently. I'd say 3 or more times, and that if completed in a predictable, consistent manner, you'd actually increase the value of profits in your business. So that might, outside of the attract, convert, deliver happy path, that might look like your specific onboarding sequence. This is a workflow for our internal onboarding experience for our Academy program. And so you can see there's a lot of things happening here, emails going out, checklists being sent, internal tasks that certain people are doing, access being granted, videos that are being consumed in a certain window of time so that we can actually have an effective kickoff call, get our clients a game plan, etc. So if you don't have these workflows mapped out, this is a step in the process of creating and kind of cementing the system in place. But don't let the words cementing in place mean that it is a, set it and forget it. These things are always evolving. So as you're improving them, you're constantly updating these documents and workflows so that you and your team are on the exact same page. Here are a few other things that you can consider creating systems around. How you create products, your new client onboarding, like I just shared. How do you actually deliver the service that you sell? What is your marketing process? I have a process for coming up with these videos, capturing them, creating them, recording them, handing them off to a video editor. That turns into content. That is a content system. Your sales process, your sales system, your hiring system, your new team training system. If you hire people and they're not getting the results that you want them to get, or at least as fast, you're likely not training them well, which means you might not have a training system. So if you're hiring, look into that. There's probably a bookkeeping bookkeeping system, customer service system, new product development, customer management, customer referrals, pricing. These are all things that you can actually create systems around in your business. But if you're looking for where to start, I always recommend starting with the happy path, how you serve your clients from new client onboarding to supporting them, into your sales process, into your attraction and acquisition process. Hope you found this helpful. In the comment section below, what is the next system that you are going to focus on capturing and documenting in your business?